Hello everyone, today I'm here to do another mashup review. So I've been doing a lot of these on my channel and you guys seem to enjoy them. I enjoy making them, so let's just keep rolling with them. I'm gonna try doing these a ton this year, so expect hopefully at least 2 or 3 a month. That would be amazing. Either way, if you're unfamiliar with my mashup reviews, it's where I take 3 books, usually within the same genre, kind of, you know, that's loosely kind of thing, that are, you know, similar in genre, and review them for you in one video. They are non-spoiler. Pretty much I just tell you what I think about the book, what I liked about it, what I didn't like, and my star rating, and if I would recommend it to you or not. Books I'll be reviewing today are American Panda by Gloria Cho, Beautiful Broken Hearts by Kami Garcia, and The Bells by Danielle Clayton. So these two are YA contemporary books, and this is a YA fantasy book, so they all kind of fall under the umbrella of YA. I just thought, you know, let's just go ahead and review them for you. As always, I will leave timestamps down in the description below if you want to hear my thoughts on one particular book, and if not, let's just get on to it, talking about these 3 books. The first book I'm talking about today is American Panda by Gloria Cho. Like I said, this is a YA contemporary novel. This is about a 17-year-old Mei Lu who actually graduated from high school early, and she's now attending MIT. She is a Taiwanese American, and her parents really want her to be a doctor, and they want her to marry a Taiwanese guy, and they just have so many expectations upon her. Now, Mei Lu does not believe in these expectations. She does not want to be a doctor. Just the thought of germs make her cringe. So being a doctor does not really coincide with those fears. So basically this whole book is about Mei Lu trying to figure out what she wants, how to also respect and appease her parents, who she knows gave up so much to come to this country, and she's trying to honor both her family and herself. This is a debut novel. Overall, I gave it a 3 stars. I found the writing to be a little bit simplistic, which is not knocking it by any means. I'm just saying that's how I thought. Overall, I enjoyed the message that it was trying to bring. This, you know, this is such a diverse read because it expands my knowledge on culture that I necessarily wouldn't know about. Lee has these parents that are very, they have a lot of expectations. In fact, Mei Lu has an older brother that disagreed with their parents, and now their parents have shunned him out of their life. They don't refer to them as their son. They don't think about him. They don't talk about him. Just because he disagreed with them, he pretty much gets shut out of the family. So it was very interesting to read about that because Mei Lu wants a lot of different things. She doesn't want to be a doctor. She wants to be a dancer, and her parents would obviously not approve of that. She has a crush on this cute Japanese boy, which also her parents would very much disapprove of, and so she's just trying to figure out how to be herself, but also how to appeal her parents and her culture that she really loves and respects, but she also wants to be herself. So I really enjoyed it for that matter. The characters overall, I did enjoy them. They felt kind of flat for me in some parts. The romance, I wasn't necessarily a fan of. I felt like it was insta-lovey and we didn't have much to build upon with the romance. I felt like he was just there and then they were a relationship and that was it. I didn't feel like there was much depth to it, if that makes any sense. But like I said, I overall loved the message of this book, and it definitely taught me a lot about Taiwanese culture, and I loved the ending. I thought the ending was very much open-ended. You get to see how far they've come in the matter of this book, because her parents are one way in the beginning of this book and they're kind of a different way at the end of this book. So I really enjoyed reading that progression. So overall, if you're just looking for a great diverse read about a Taiwanese American teen who's just trying to figure out herself and trying to figure out her family life, I would recommend this. So a 3 out of 5. Not too shabby. I kind of say it's kind of a middle of the road contemporary, but I still enjoyed it and made me smile. The next book I want to talk about is Beautiful Broken Hearts by Kami Garcia. This book's a thick book. It's like over 500 pages. This is all about a teenager named Peyton who is a soccer star in high school. She's about to be a senior and she just got like an acceptance to this really great college, hinging on her kind of soccer, her soccer status. So I guess you could say. I'm horrible with knowing things. And she's also dating a guy named Reed, and she's been dating Reed for a year or so, and he's an MMA fighter, and they have a very tumultuous relationship, I would say. It's very kind of rocky, it seems. And then basically one day, this is not spoiling because it does tell you kind of on the dust jacket what it's about. She finds that Reed has been taking some enhancing drugs for his MMA, and these two get in a conflict, and he pushes her down the stairs. Really injures one of her legs, her knees, I think, and she is dealing with that because now she doesn't know if she's going to be able to go to college on the scholarship. So she's having a problem with people believing her that Reed did push her down the stairs. Basically in this book, she moves in with her uncle in a different state with her 2 cousins, and then she meets another guy and things happen. Basically, you can already tell that this is a huge trigger warning for assault. It's got a lot of bullying, I would say, in it. It's also got a lot of, you know, if you're not into like fighting and MMA fighting, so just know a huge trigger warning for assault in particular. It's trigger warning for assault, just to share with you guys. Overall, I also gave this book a 3 out of 5. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was expecting to like this a lot more, and it fell kind of flat. And it is such an important read because it talks about assault and how to deal with people believing you and not believing you that somebody has actually assaulted you. The reasons why it fell flat for me was, number one, the characters. I did not enjoy Peyton as a character. She was really, you know, she did stand up for herself. She was a very strong, independent woman, which I really enjoyed reading about. But with that, when she went to her new school, she kind of met these girls that were kind of bullying these other girls. And so she wanted to change that, and she bullied the girls that were bullying this other girl. And I'm like, that's not how you do things. Like, you're not... I didn't appreciate that at all, honestly. I was like, okay, just throw a stone at another stone. That's really gonna help you out. No, you have to change. You don't have to do things like that. So I found her to also be kind of a bully in herself. Also, she was a strong woman, yes, but she was very catty and very just kind of snobby-ish, especially with her romantic interest. Obviously it was like a guy that she met that she didn't want to like, and obviously she likes, but of course she starts out with like, hey, I hate you pretty much, I don't want to be with you, and then it turns to something else. I don't particularly think it's the hate to love trope. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy Peyton as a character, which I think is a big part of any book when you read. I think you have to have some sort of feelings, some sort of at least nice feelings about a character, unless you're reading about a villain, because then you're just going to want to hate him. So I didn't enjoy Peyton as a character. That was the main downfall. Another main downfall is I really feel like they didn't talk about the assault as much. Like, she moved to a different state to get away because she was kind of getting threatened by other people and things like that. And then we just kind of see her flourish from there, which I liked, but I also wanted to see her confront a lot of the people that didn't believe her. I wanted to see her kind of conquer this where she lived, but I understand why she couldn't. But I still feel like there could have been more talk of the overall like assaults and how it affected her and things like that. I have noticed with Kami Garcia's books, they're kind of a miss for me. That's just me personally. I do want to say this is an important read because it is an assault story, and I think it's important to read about somebody that has conquered that and that has moved up from it. Actually, Kami Garcia, the author herself, has based this book on what happened to her when she was in high school. The same kind of situation happened to her where where her boyfriend pushed her down this flight of stairs, and people, you know, didn't believe her or not, and she had to go on from that, of knowing that what happened was true and that people didn't believe her. It's an important read, which is why I enjoyed it a little bit, but overall I feel like it lacked a lot of depth, a lot of good characterization, and some good romance. I just wanted more from it, and I could be the totally unpopular opinion here, and a lot of people love this book. I'm not sure. The last book I want to talk about is The Bells by Danielle Clayton. This is a YA fantasy book. This is the first book in the series. This just came out this year. I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. I have very mixed feelings about this book. I've learned that my tastes are changing a lot, particularly this year with reading. If I would have read this 2 years ago, I would have been all over it and given it a 5 out of 5. But I feel like my tastes are changing a little bit. That happens as we grow as readers. But either way, this is a book about basically this world of Orleans. And in this world of Orleans, that people are born like gray. They have no color on their skin. Their eyes are like bloodshot. They have horrible hair, and it basically stems back to like the god of air, I want to say, fell in love with the god of beauty. They fell in love, then he gave her children, and basically the god of beauty spent more time with their children more than the god of air, and he punished all the children of all the children to look like that. And basically the god of beauty invented these things, these women called the Bells, who look beautiful. They actually have skin pigmentation and have beautiful colors, and the Bells can make anybody beautiful. Like, they have this magic inside of them. Like, they can, you know, transform your skin. They can make you have a smaller nose. They can make you have different shades of hair color just by the touch of their hands, and like different pigments and stuff that they can use. Like, they can take flowers and do things with. They can transform your breast size, your waist size, your butt size, any size. They can do that. The world of Orleans now, beauty is coveted above all else. These bells are revered, they are loved, they are cherished. And we have a kingdom where there is a king and queen, and basically every year a new set of bells is selected and presented in front of the king and queen, and they get to pick their favorite. It's to live in the castle and be like the personal, you know, belle to the king and queen and a whole bunch of really high status people. And in this book we follow Camilla. Camilla is a belle, and she's very, very strong. She's more powerful than a lot of other bells. Follows her journey to become the favorite. She wants the favorite. She covets it. All about the notion of beauty and how far you would go for beauty, how much you covet it, how much people crave it. Overall, like I said, I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5. I did really enjoy the premise. I thought the premise was very, very unique of how it's beauty and how you have these women that are just bells that can put beauty into anything they touch, and they are like, you know, kind of higher than the people. I did enjoy that, and I enjoyed the overall message that beauty isn't everything. Like, these people would do ridiculous things to their body. They would like make their nose very, very small, and they would make their waist as tiny as possible, and they would just really change and just really go insane with their body because other people to think of how beautiful they are. So I really enjoyed that. I did enjoy our main character, Camilla. I thought she was very, very interesting. I found her to be very likable. I really rooted for her. I thought she had a great progression through the novel. I really was with her the whole time. I didn't enjoy the romance. The romance was kind of not there, then there, then not there. It didn't really have a romance, which is not a knock at all. I'm just letting you know. I feel like this kind of reminds me of a lot of other fantasy books where it's kind of like you have the plot of this kingdom and these people that are really great, and you learn as you progress with the novel that maybe things aren't so great. Maybe there's some secrets and things like that, and you can kind of just guess of and speculate and probably ghostwrite of what's gonna happen. It's a very, very long book. I don't know if it needs to be this length. It's over 500 pages. It's around, no, it's actually 500 pages. I feel like it could have gotten away with 400, maybe 300 to 400 pages. I felt like the middle was kind of lackluster. The very end of it was very, very strong and pacing, like it really went fast. So I thought that was great, but I like the beginning of how you learned about the world and the beauty and things like that. But I feel like the middle kind of meandered a little bit, not a lot happened. But overall, I did enjoy this book. I still think about it still, so that's a good sign that I enjoyed it. It's an overall very, very distinct type of, it's a very, you know, rich kind of world. I loved reading about how when they had these beauty sessions of how they would do what their clients want to do and how these bells poured their magic into it. I really enjoyed that. And it was a very, very detailed world. I will also tell you there is a trigger warning for attempted sexual assault in this as well, just so you're aware of it. I'm trying to be more better about trigger warnings, just throwing them out there in case you're interested in this book and that's a huge trigger warning for you. So there you have it. But overall, like I said, I give this book a 3.5 out of 5. I think I will continue on with this series. I'm not going to beat myself up if I don't, but I am interested to see how it's going to play out because I did really enjoy the villain. I did really enjoy the overall premise of it because I found it very intriguing, honestly. The ending was kind of lackluster, but the characters and I think the overall plot kind of made up for it. So 3.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it. So there you have it. There you have my thoughts on these 3 books. None of them really were super amazing, sad to say, but I still feel like I have to share my feelings with you guys because you may be interested in them. And if you disagree with me, that's awesome. Please let me know if you rated any of these like a 4 or 5 out of 5. I think that's great. We can have different opinions and still be friends. But either way, like I said, if you have read any of these, let me know your thoughts as well. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.